Smart. And hello and welcome to a special episode of Random Nonsense that we are finally having a sit down with two of the other actors from the movie we just filmed, The Anointed. So I'd like to introduce Todd Fisher. And
Howdy.
I do not know how to say your last name for the life of me. Thank you. That's what he's here for.
Love you too.
Bye, honey. But yeah, so that's what we're here to do. We can't talk about any like certain scenes or anything like that. So it'll be a general
spoilers.
Hey, how are you doing kind of thing.
And rolling.
All right, why the hell are you smoking, preggers? Take two. And action.
Preacher sermon, take one. And action.
A storm is coming.
What I found, bro. Oh no!
And Hefty break stuff. So yeah, this is Hefty, by the way.
Hi, I'm in the movie too.
Howdy.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Yeah, it's nice to meet everybody.
Yeah.
You want to kick this off?
Yeah. So I figured we'll just go. But I mean, everyone that watches the show knows us already. So I figure we'll just go around the room with you two. Start with Todd and tell us a bit about yourself, how you got into doing movies and such, and then we'll switch down to you, Gaby.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Whenever you're ready, Todd.
Sure. All right. Yeah, I actually started in theater. I graduated from Southeastern. We did, with communications and theater. I did a lot of plays in the community theater, and I taught acting and stuff, and acting, writing, directing, and then basically got into local films and stuff with Cody Banning, and he started doing some stuff, and we did a few things. Then I started. We actually did a local sort of fan film, sort of Son of Ash, and so because of that, I actually ended up in a little cutscene at the end of a fan film that was a Friday the 13th fan film, and at the very end, I got to play Ash at the end of that Friday the 13th fan film that was actually Ash. So because I was in that with a friend, that friend who was the producer on those films said, "Hey, I know a perfect person who can play Ash."
That's cool.
So because I was that, I got to play that. And then, nice. So because I know other people, and so because Cody, that I did some films and things like that with him, there was another person that was looking for somebody. I need somebody who can do the voice of the Joker. And so he just, my friend tagged me in it, and it's like, well, Todd's your guy. And so I sent him a video of me actually performing as the Joker in conventions and stuff. So he's like, Todd's your guy. So I sent him some videos of me performing as the Joker, and then I got a job as the Tickle Monster on the Tickle Monster. So just things like that. Yeah.
Okay.
I never don't laugh when I hear that, the Tickle Monster.
The Tickle Monster, yeah. Yeah. Which was, and of course, yeah, it's not exactly the Joker for that. We switched the voice up a little bit, but he wanted something very, Mark Hamlish for that kind of voice.
Okay. That's cool. Nice. What about you, Miss Gabarella?
So I'm like racking my brain trying to imagine how that sounds right now. Tickle Monster.
Well, you'll have to watch the movie.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's great. Every time I hear it, it's out of context because I haven't seen it. So yeah, it's like,
yeah,
we'll have to take it a movie sometime. We'll have a group.
Yes,
please.
Internet watch.
We should absolutely do that on the Discord. 100%. Yes.
Here we go. Movie night.
And she does have horns.
She does. Like where she's sitting behind with that painting.
That's my
you got horns.
Yeah, that's true.
I didn't even realize
that looks cool.
Oh my gosh.
It does look cool.
It's Deer Woman.
Oh no.
Yes.
So actually, the very first movie I ever acted in was a cultural movie about Deer Woman.
Did you play
So
Deer Woman?
I was not. I was a victim. Of course, I'm always a victim.
Wow. You really are a scream queen.
Always the victim and never the star. For sure.
Well, I was actually. I kind of deserved it in that film because I was the seducer of a husband, and so I
Yeah.
was basically cheating on Dear Woman's husband, or is that the right frame of words? But like, essentially, I was sleeping around with her man, so she came around and just killed me right off the bat. So that was
Yeah.
that was one of the first movies, bigger movies I acted in. I did a lot of like college movies beforehand where I was like a sad indie teenager girl, and there was another one where I played where I was just like hanging out in an arcade. That was pretty much all we did. Was just, I think it was just an excuse for a bunch of friends to get together and just play arcade games, and then
Yeah.
she got college credit for it. So
Awesome.
and I guess the first horror movie I ever worked in was with the Strict Nine company. I'd never done like horror or anything like that before. I've always done like cultural movies about, Native and stuff like that. So trying to think, what was that one? Oh, it was the werewolf movie that we did together.
Yeah.
It was the
Yeah,
first
yeah,
horror
Cherokee
movie.
Moon.
That was the first time I ever died on camera. Was Cherokee Moon, was actually with Todd. So ever since then, it just seems like I just keep getting casted into horror, and I'm just always dying. So it's been good.
You died just a few minutes ago or something, didn't you?
Yeah. You beat
Yes.
it last night, I think. Yeah, it was. You
Yep.
sent me the pictures, and I was like, I love the caption was, "I can't catch a break."
Nope.
I was like, well, you're an amazing scream queen, so that. Kind of track. So.
That's pretty much what it is. We didn't get finished filming last night until like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oof.
So it was like another late night. And then I woke up and all that prosthetics were still on me, and that shit's hard to get off. Sorry, that stuff is hard to get off.
Oh, yeah.
I was like rubbing alcohol on my face, trying to hurry up and get it off and be on here by 11. And oh my gosh. It was
Oh,
a disaster.
no, we appreciate the Thank you both very much for doing this. Thank you.
Yeah, no
Very
problem.
nice of both of you.
Yes.
Because we're in Todd's his sleep time.
Yeah,
right
it's
now.
sleep time. Yeah.
We're in Todd's sleep time.
Yeah, it's summer, so I'm very much a vampire. Very nocturnal. Yeah, I went to bed at like 4 or 5. Something like that.
That's wild.
If he doesn't eat snacks, I'll be shocked.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
1 minute he'll be.
I
Just,
do have some donuts in front of me over there. So
see.
There you go.
Told you there'd be snacks
help
involved.
yourself.
But so, how did you both end up doing this movie with us? Like, because I knew we had two different Gabbies. One backed out because she got pregnant.
Delilah's.
Or yeah, Delilah's. Thank you.
There's only one Gabby.
There's only one.
There's only one
but that
Gabby.
brain doesn't work that way. And then the other one's work schedule was a bit conflicting, so she didn't think she'd have time to do it. And then, how did we bring Todd in?
he was talking to, because my kids and his kids went to school together, went to college together.
You mean Jimmy's?
Yeah, Jimmy's kids. Yeah.
Okay.
So he was talking about, hey, we're doing a film, and we could use probably some help with makeup and effects and stuff, and I was talking about that. I was like, yeah, I could probably do that. I was like, hey, do you need some actors? It's like, we don't pay or anything, but we could certainly use some actors. It's like, yeah, I'd totally go out and play with you guys for a while. That'd be fun. When is that? I'd go out and do that. He's like, yeah, we could use a preacher character. Yeah, that sounds fine. Let's go do that.
Rolling. And action.
Why, Jimbo? She was innocent.
Let's go do that. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And so he, cast me as a preacher, and I was like, yeah, I'll help out. Do whatever you guys need.
And who'd have thought he came in to do that, and he ended up being
He's like AD.
Clacker.
Yeah, he's like, and then I show up on set. He's like, we'll make this
Yeah. How about you, Gabby? How'd you get dragged into this? I mean, as JJ was saying, it was kind of Delilah was kind of this cursed role And there were a lot of problems in pre-production with this. I think we'll talk about more on a later interview or a different section for the Blu-ray. But there were a lot of hiccups that happened in pre-production. One of them being the Delilah role, as JJ was just kind of saying. We went through a couple people before you. But the way I feel is it ended up where it needed to be, because I don't know these other ladies. And at this point, after seeing your performance, I don't care about those other ladies. Like you kind of, I feel that the roles went to everybody who they had to go to. So how did you kind of get dragged into this, Gaby?
I definitely owe that to Todd. Thank you. Todd kind of messaged me and was just like, they need a pregnant chick. You down? I'm like, sign me on. Essentially what it is.
Coors.
You know?
Baby Coors.
Baby Coors.
Coors Indica.
Baby Coors Indica Creed. Wait, Baby Coors
Indica Banquet. Creed.
Thank you.
TV,
because it's yours, you know.
If it's yours. Yeah.
Sorry. Spoiler.
But that's essentially how, like, and I remember I talked to my mom about it. I'm like, yeah, they want me to kind of die in a gnarly way, and we were all trying to like rack our brains on how in the world like I'm dying in this film, because I really thought I was gonna like fall like belly first and die that way, but no, it was just a whole other thing. And
yeah, that kind of
every minute of it.
I think there was a happy medium met with my idea that I wanted and what actually ended up being filmed in our scene together. Which pales to Todd and I's nude scene together. That was amazing. You guys are gonna have to wait for that one on the on the release.
Yep.
Is that like the alternate ending to the movie?
Yeah, it's the alternate ending.
The alternate ending.
Obviously, that was.
Like, I was gonna say, I don't remember this part,
extras.
but
no, it was after you left. Don't worry.
darn it!
I know you miss all the good stuff.
Yeah. Deleted
I suppose I'll ask Todd this one, then we'll just kind of continue in this format. We'll ask one person, the next person, pretty much the same question.
Right.
What was, if any, what was the biggest thing you had to overcome while shooting the movie? And like I said, if any.
I'd say definitely the heat. It's so hot. It was, especially out at the fruit stand shots. That was the Satan's under tit. That was just so.
That was rough.
It was not welcome. Yeah, but it was still fun out there because there were some good scenes and shots, and that was more of the humor of the movie. I think so.
Yes, I agree. I think people are going to agree when they see that too. That was definitely a funny scene.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of the behind the scenes things you got with my phone while we were shooting that. And it's funny because you can see where we started shooting, and then by the next time you started to record, it looks like somebody took a pail of water and just dumped it on my back.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, oh, gross. I was so sweaty. I was like, oh, gnarly.
Old sweaty back JJ. How about you, Gaby? What was your... Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. What was your, if there was one, what was one of the hardest things, hurdles for the movie?
It was kind of a couple things. I think trying to like imagine myself 6 months pregnant and in this situation that I was in was kind of like tough for me, because I was just like, damn, like what would I actually do if this was actually me?
Because you're a mom.
I mean? Yeah, I am, and so like I kind of like when I was sitting there like, during my death scene, I was really like getting into my head, and I'm like, crap, this is bad. I felt like myself like disassociating, like looking down at my hands. I'm like, okay. So I think that was a little bit of a hurdle, and definitely the heat kind of was getting to me, especially like whenever that first day we started filming and everything that was going on with me. I was like trying to constantly pull the belly off and away from me, and I was like cramping so bad. I'm like, oh my God, I'm dying. This sucks. I hate everything right now. I just want to go home and eat chocolate.
Oh, I forgot about that part. Yep.
And so I was just like trying not to like die, and I was like trying not to let my like mood get to me, and I'm just like, all right, we're here for this project. I'm so down for this project. I want to just do it. So I was like really just trying to get everything like away from me and out of my head. So I think mostly my head was like my biggest enemy in that moment.
Yeah. And the heat again. I think that's going to be all around. The heat and the humidity was brutal.
It was.
But I love everybody's attitude was awesome. You know what I mean? Awesome. Sorry, was distracted, but you know, nobody really complained. You'd get oh man, it's fucking hot, or oh man, it's fucking humid. But it was never a we don't want to do this kind of situation where it was like, oh, it's too hot, it's too humid, we can't do this. I remember getting yelled at a few times by Travis to get out of the sun. And it's like, get the shade. Get the shade. It's like, well, wait a minute, we can still do this. It's like, get the shade now. I'm like, all right.
I feel like though by the end of the week though, we got so used to the heat, it really didn't affect us that much anymore. Like by the time like the last 2 days of shooting, that the first 2 days I think had to be it's the hottest 2 days. That by the time we were doing the last 2 days, I was like, all right, I'm gross, I sweat, I sticky, but let's just keep going. Let's just get it done at this point.
And everybody did. And everybody was really awesome and very professional, you know, in a very unprofessional setting. You know, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think setting up the tent together that first day kind of really like broke us into the heat. Because I remember Travis yelling at us, being like, all right, take a break.
Real trial by fire. There, you know. Absolutely, just like, well, here we are. This is holy shit.
I think that was a nice touch because it gave everyone a lot of one-on-one time to like meet one another and chat. Because I remember the first 2 conversations I had was with Gaby and Beanie because we were kind of like the short ones and we couldn't reach anything, and everyone's like, that one, and I'm looking at them and they're looking at me. I'm like, we can't reach any of this shit. What's the phone here?
We got you.
With boots on and sunglasses, just reading the thing.
Yep,
that was wild.
Yeah, it was so funny whenever we were trying to hoist up the tent together, and like everybody else was like standing there. We just couldn't reach it at all, and we were like, okay, what now?
Honestly, that was the biggest hurdle in the movie was that goddamn tent because we had
really
to like so many things on that.
It really was.
Take
and everything that went wrong with that tent went wrong.
Reset the walls. Repaint the walls at one point.
Yeah.
So conversely, what was the easiest or your favorite part of shooting? And it doesn't have to be like a scene or anything. Like it could be whatever your favorite part of the whole shooting, the whole experience was.
My favorite part, sorry, I don't know if I'm interrupting you, Todd, but my favorite part was like getting everybody to sing Creed with me. I'm never letting that go.
Yeah.
I remember when you yelled at me and you're like, dude, I'm like, holy fuck, like, why am I really intimidated right now by this?
I just heard.
my sacrifice.
I remember it was me, Todd, Gaby, and her man. I brain farts.
So Gaby?
Yeah.
Sebastian.
Thank you. I brain farted his name. Now I feel like a bad friend. But we were all in the back of the truck, and all of a sudden, we all started taking turns going through the song. And we were just sitting back in the back of the truck, all singing with arms wide open.
No. So what about you, Todd? What did you like Creed too, or was there somehow a better part than Creed?
I do like Creed, but I think I liked it, dragging my fiance into her first shot, her first movie. Cool. Yes.
Oh, that's right. This was her first one, wasn't it?
Yeah. So she got to be an extra in the film.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and so that was nice to kind of have her in some background shots. She was like, "Yeah, I guess if you end up, engaged to an actor, you're going to end up in some movie somewhere or acting in something." It's like, yep.
And she did a great job too.
She did. Everybody did. Even Sebastian, great guy.
Did some camera work.
He was a cameraman on some of the shoot.
Yeah.
And he had a good eye for stuff.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, that was the first time he was ever on a movie set with me. Like, ever.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, we just had the camera in his hand. Here, get some pictures.
I mean, he was very, very nice. He was very nice. Very quiet, but super, super nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. I know. I lucked out with him. I don't know.
Yes,
what I
you
did.
did.
So right.
Yes. And when you see him, please tell him we said hi and give him a big hug for us.
Yep.
I will. He was supposed to be here, but he's a slave to the company, so.
Yeah, I feel that.
It's how it goes some days. How about you? What was your favorite time on the shoot?
Creed.
When we were all be not shooting, and we were all just kind of like in the like the sleepover area. And it was like the air mattress brigade, me and JJ, and like Preach, you'd be on your couch, Sam would be on his couch, somebody be in the Papa San chair, usually Travis or something.
The director.
And it was fun just kind of like winding down and getting to know you guys on a more intimate level than just being like, oh, hey, what's up? You know, how's it going? We have this scene together or whatever like that. My favorite thing was like the friends I made, hands down. And like the whole experience in general, but the friends and family that I made that I will absolutely, you know, take, you know, with me the rest of my life. And I treasure you guys very, very much. You know, that you guys were my favorite takeaway from that entire thing. You already knew, so you know I love the shit out of you. Oh, but, you know, like Gaby, Preacher, like Jason, Kevin, Sam I've known for 10 years.
I love how you still call me Preacher.
I'm sorry, you're kind of stuck with that.
No, I know, because it's just, that happens a lot with plays, too. And, like, you're in a play, you get called by your character, you know.
Well, I'm sorry. I don't mean to. No,
it works.
Gabby, Jimmy, Travis, you know, everybody, you know, those are my first YouTube friends I've ever met in real life were Jimmy and Travis. Which was also really cool. But yeah, just the friendships made, and the movie was almost tertiary at one point, where it was just kind of like, oh yeah, wait, all this cool shit is happening, but we're making a movie, and a kick-ass movie. So that was my favorite part. Was you guys. So thank you for being my friend.
Yeah, no, thank you. And we definitely need to do some gaming videos or something sometime. That'd be awesome.
Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah, I'm down for that.
What about you?
Yeah.
My favorite part of the movie, or the shoot in general?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. I would say it's probably the after shoots when we all got to sit down, have a beer or two, and just like chat about what we did for the day.
Have a bunch of gummies, watch Hefty cry during several things.
Well, that, and like the group sing-alongs or the deep like talks we'd have like with me and Preacher about its politics or whatnot, or just getting to be able to have like those one-on-one conversations with everybody, either in between filming or right after all the shoots were done for the day. Like that for me was the most fun because it gave everyone a chance to bond and like get to feel each other out, which I think helped the movie that much more because I don't want to speak for everybody, but I want to feel like, or I want to say by like day 2, we were very comfortable with one another where we could almost say and do anything. I mean, if you really think about it, poor Gaby got more shit on the shoot than anyone else about whose baby it was, all the names for it. Like she got run through the ringer a lot. She got
called a whore like 50 million times.
I did, yes. And I loved every time.
Yeah. You are the father.
Well, she came up with most of the jokes for it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's true. Yeah.
We are corrupt in this baby.
And the clapboard call shots were my favorite.
Shots.
Yes.
I can't wait for the super cut of those on the
montage
release.
That would be funny.
Yeah, those were my
I was
favorite
so
things.
Deep in the moment and then all of a sudden you said what was it?
Oh, you
can say the clapboard.
We can say that. No, the scene name.
I mean, you can say the clapboard.
Well, we can always edit this too, but the Unplanned Parenthood.
Rolling.
Okay, Unplanned Parenthood, take 1.
Nice.
That was it because I was behind Gaby in the shot, and as soon as it was Beaners or Todd said it.
Todd.
And I just looked down, and you just see Gaby's shoulders doing this, and I started dying laughing because she was laughing so hard, and it was a brutal shot. That was a pretty brutal scene, and just the laughing made it.
It was just a few seconds in, and then I see the camera turn to me, and it's like,
like, no, we ruined that tape.
And then I hear, "You asshole."
I think one of the fun ones was when it was the scene with you and Travis, and we say action. He says the name of the scene. We say action, and then Travis is so like in the moment, and he's like, "Fuck! What am I supposed to say?" And just instantly brain farted. Whatever line he had was like, "Fuck!"
Yeah.
The amount of fucks and jams in between.
Yeah, the
takes
outtakes
or right
are gonna be
before
great.
takes were hilarious.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll have plenty of montages of that.
So
Outtakes.
I was saying beforehand, the second movie is being written currently.
Mhm.
Would either one of you be interested in being in it yet again?
Yeah.
It's not a sequel,
Yes.
but it's
It's in the same shared universe, but
So
it's not
like
a sequel to.
Mallrats, and that's one of the things I like too. Is it's like the Kevin Smith kind of thing where you get the people and you put them all in movies together, or like the American Horror Story where it's like the same actors and actresses just playing different roles in different situations.
Mhm.
I like that idea a lot because you already have a rapport with people, and there's like a camaraderie, and we've all worked with each other. So I'm hoping you guys will say yes. It appears like everybody's kind of interested. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah. I'm down.
I'm so in. You guys live in
Awesome.
New York, right? So I'd be so
Yep.
down to
Yeah,
live in
yeah.
New York.
We're
Just
not
saying.
writing it. Travis is writing. I think the
So
next
next
one,
summer.
I believe, is being shot in Texas. Don't quote me on that.
Yes.
Oh,
But
okay.
we'll be in cooler months.
It is being shot in Texas because what him and I talked about yesterday, like 90% of it will be taking place in his house.
Oh, okay.
So it will be in Texas.
We get to go ruin Travis's house for a week soon.
Amber will love us.
That poor woman. Let's see. What do we just do? The most favorite thing
Mhm.
of what you've seen so far in the group chat, and like the little snippets that Jimmy's come up with, and I don't know if you guys have seen those yet. The little teaser that was done, and then there was like a couple of 3-minute things he did. One was pretty much like a gore roll. And then there was a 6-second thing he did of just like how the aesthetic of the movie could look. If you guys have seen those, how do you think this is going to turn out?
A 6-second roll of what?
It was just a 6-second snippet of Jimmy had processed of one of his scenes. It wasn't a spoiler or anything.
Oh, right. Like of the, yeah. I don't want to
on
say
his
that.
nose and how it kind of just got a couple filters on it, and like it looks legit. And do you think this movie is going to come together very well, and it's going to, do you think it's going to look good? Do you think it's going to sound good? Do you think it's going to play well? Do you have super good feelings about this?
I remember seeing some of the trailers when like some of the concept trailers, and I was pretty excited about it. So, yeah, I think so.
I think
Did
so
you
as
guys-
well.
Sorry, say again, Gabby?
Oh, I think so as well. I got to admit, the scene he sent my scene, wasn't it? And it looked like whenever we were filming it, I knew it was going to be like pretty brutal, but actually seeing it like put together, I'm like, damn, I did that. Like I didn't realize just like how like gruesome it was going to turn out, gory. Yeah.
Well, speaking of that, actually, I'll ask a selfish question, Gabby. How was it working with me on our scenes together? And you can't say horrible because you've already said that a million times.
I have nothing to say. No. I got to admit, when I first met you, I was extremely intimidated by you. I really was.
Really?
I really was because I didn't really like talk to you at first. Like, yeah, I know you came up and shook my hand and said hi to me, but then I kind of like avoided you after that because I was really intimidated by you. And I think kind of me messing around with you a little bit and cracking jokes together and doing all that. Like, I think that whenever I got into your face and was screaming at you, whether you liked Creed or not, I was secretly trying to like get rid of that intimidation.
Sure.
So by the time we got to our scene, I was so comfortable with you that you were like constantly asking like, are you okay? Like, is this okay? Do you feel all right? So I mean, working with you was like totally great, but I got to admit, I was a little intimidated at you at first, but that went away pretty quick.
No, that's sweet. Thank you. I get that a lot. It's my defense mechanism so that nobody really knows that I'm just a soft teddy bear. If people knew that, then my reputation is shot.
Yeah.
But that was very sweet, and likewise, it was wonderful working with you together. And I wanted to make sure because I was like, I don't want anything to go bad. So of course, you always want to just look after the people that you're working with, and especially if it's like an intense scene like that, where you want to make sure physically you're okay and psychologically you're all right too. You know what I mean? So it was, but it was equally as wonderful working with you. So thank you for indulging me on that one.
Yeah, it was fun shooting that. Yeah.
I'm really glad. Yeah, it was one of those things, man. I know you guys do this shit all the time, but this is the first time for us, and it's still pretty magical.
Yeah. I agree with that.
And and the fact that you guys took time out of your day to do this interview is really cool.
Yeah, no problem.
Can't thank you guys enough. We can try, but I don't know. Do you have any other questions there, JJ?
Yeah, I actually have a couple left.
Okay.
So this one's for Todd. That when I've gone back through some of the clips I have on my phone and whatnot, Todd was almost as instrumental in the behind the scenes as like me and Sam on the cameras and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
That you can almost hear Todd in almost everything before we would say action, saying, "Why don't you stand over here? Why don't you do this instead?" or whatnot. So my question is, you went from just like you said, you came in, you were told you're going to just do help with like some of the behind the scenes, do some of the makeup. That there's a lot of scenes that you were just full on like in charge of what we did and how it went. Like, is that what you wanted to do when you came in, or was that just kind of you got thrown into that and you're like, all right, I guess this is what I'm doing now?
Yeah, I was kind of thrown in. I heard that basically they already had a director and assistant director, but then as soon as I showed up, Jimmy was like, "You know what? You just be assistant director." And I was like, "Okay, sure." I mean, I have a fairly good eye for photography. I did some, mostly just pictures for the newspaper, but I have done some for other like films, but and I've definitely been in a theater. You have to have an eye for that kind of thing. And I did haunted houses and stuff, and you got to have an eye for how things look when you walk into a room and lighting and things like that. And I did actually do my own. I did a movie that was just, it was a series. It was an internet series that was a horror series called The Demon Vlogs that won. So I guess that's cinematography. So I've done some things, and so yeah, I got to sort of use that, in camera angles and things. A little bit of what I knew from that. Most of my background is theater, but I have an eye for how things can look and how to use camera angles and what. But then again, Sam was pretty integral too, because when I was thinking about going from one side to the other, and I was like, hey, well, let's get our shot over here from to keep their faces into the shot. And he's like, oh, you're gonna break the 180 rule. I was like,
I forgot about that. I remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
And I was like, yeah, we are. He's not wrong. Let's go over here and get on the other side and get it from that angle instead. But I mean, granted, we want to break rules in horror films because you do that to make people off put. But this isn't where you want to do that, because it's not like a horrific scene. It was more of a a
brevity or a levity brevity. No,
it's just more for it's just more for comic relief than it would be for a horror scene. It wasn't really that kind of scene. So I was like, let's not break the 180 rule here. So Sam was right on that. So between all of us together, we were kind of getting the shots we needed. So
Nice.
And Gabby got roped into. She was the gut queen, also.
Yeah. She made all the props.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. You guys were all of us working together. It was really an integral process, just teamwork.
The what queen?
The guts. You were making
guts.
the guts out of the grave.
Yeah.
Oh, what the hell?
I don't want to touch my clothes.
Oh, yeah. You did a good job on the first layer of the guts here.
Thank you. Yeah.
The guts.
I don't even want to know what you think I said.
Duck. I thought you said duck. I was like, I heard ducks.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I've helped, like especially on the Strict 9 films, a lot with like the blood and guts and all that stuff. So that wasn't like my first time doing it, but that's like one of my most favorite things to do is to help build props and like figure out like how we're gonna make things look how we want them to look and stuff like that. That's like that was my bread and butter, sitting there painting those guts and stuff.
Oh, it looked great. No, they came out looking great.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
All right, well, this one's for everybody. Without giving away anything, is there one line that's still stuck in your head that you still hear yourself saying out loud or you think about on a daily basis? For me, I will find myself at least once a day, no matter what I'm doing, going, bunch of dicks. And it always just makes me laugh when I say it, and nobody else knows what I mean, so I always get that look like, what? I'm like, nothing, forget it.
I don't think Gabby, did you see that or no? Do you know what that's referencing? The bunch of dicks?
That's the fruit stand, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't there for that, but I did get to see.
I'm glad you saw it then. Okay, good.
Yeah.
So I was going to be bummed if you didn't see it. I was going to be like, we got to ignore that.
To be honest, I didn't really have any like standout lines. Like I remember shouting like Paul's name over and over again. That kind of like took me a little bit because I was like sitting there thinking, I'm like, I would never be with a dude named Paul. That's just, I got to draw the line somewhere.
That's funny.
And
sorry, Paul.
Sorry, Paul's out there.
And I guess kind of just, I feel like honestly just my screaming is what was my standout lines, I guess. But I really liked I just wanted to go fishing. That was my favorite.
I just wanted to go fishing.
I'm a simple man.
I think for me the line was a little champagne isn't going to hurt the baby, because we kept retwisting that line like airplane. A little sniffing glue.
You don't have a liver yet.
Oh my! I forgot I even said that. To be honest,
a little quaaludes aren't going to hurt the baby. A little mescaline isn't going to hurt the
baby. Some meth won't hurt this baby. Ain't got no liver.
It has no liver, guys.
Oh my
God!
God!
Your baby's going to be born blind. I'm like, what?
Poor baby Coors, no!
You guys see
one got him as it is.
Like yesterday with him squeezing baby Coors' head.
I love it. Yeah, Jason was awesome too. Mine was Gabby screaming, and I'll never forget. It was during our scene together, and you let out the one that's in the teaser, and it takes a lot for me to physiologically react to stuff like that. Like I 40-year plus horror movie veteran. Like I've seen it all. And that was one of the most disturbing screams that bled from, like, I can't even describe it. It was like realization to terror. And like I was off screen for it. And my stomach like literally turned and my jaw was
you
like,
brought it. Yeah. On that.
I was like, holy shit. She's amazing. She is like, I am literally disturbed right now. So it wasn't even anything I said or did.
Fair enough.
It was Gabby's scream, and that I was like, that is a huge. And even when I hear it now, it's like, that's such a disturbing scream, because it's like, I mean, you've heard it. So, but yeah, that was my favorite thing, because it made me physically react to it, and not in a good way.
No, fair enough.
And she whipped me. That was pretty cool.
She did whip you.
Oh, I did whip you. Yes.
Yeah. Not on screen or anything like that. That was a for hefty thing.
That was a behind the scenes. You had to be there.
Yes.
Oh my gosh!
Todd didn't take me up on the offer. I was waiting for Todd to whip me as well. maybe on the next movie.
I did get him to. I did get Todd to flash you guys in the.
That's true.
You did.
That's true.
Yeah. She said you should flash him your movies, and I was like, all right, here we go. Here's some moves, guys.
Actually, I scratched all that. That was my favorite part of the movie.
Yeah, mine.
There you go. You're welcome.
Well, there was. Oh, sorry.
Oh no! So the Coors Indica Banquet Creed.tv was actually born because we were sitting there on the couch. Paul and I think his real name is Jason.
Yeah.
Jason and I were sitting there on the couch, and of course, I wouldn't shut up about Creed. I'm actually gonna go see them in concert. That's why I was so excited to like.
Oh,
I
nice.
wouldn't shut up about them.
Nice.
And I was sitting there talking about it. I'm like, "What's our backstory? Like, how did we meet? Like, I mean, are we living in a trailer park together and you were just the only thing around, or like we were trying to figure out like a backstory?" And I was joking around because he kept telling me like all day how much he doesn't like Creed, and I was just like, you know what? We met at a Creed concert. I was super drunk on Coors Banquet. You were super high on Indica, and then this is how the baby was born. And and that's how the name came about.
Coors Indica
Yeah.
Banquet Creed.
Yeah, then somehow when I came around to it, because I wasn't aware of that, then somebody said it like during the day, and I loved it. I was like, that is the funniest shit. Because Coors Banquet was on the menu during one of the shoots, and we were smoking, and I thought that's where it came from, or kind of like when all that stuff. But then the .tv came in, and I'm like, wait, what? It's mine too? All right, cool. It's actually my kid. That
and the kid gets in trouble. Coors Indica Banquet Creed, you get in here.
But Mom, just imagine myself standing like on the porch of my trailer yelling that across the yard, and then just like the raggediest kid
time for supper.
Time for dinners. Vittles on the stove.
Vittles.
Not fiddle.
Oh, I think another favorite part of mine is when I found that baby just out in the field.
Yeah,
that was random.
Yeah. That became the mascot. I walked.
It is.
I remember I came to the house one time. There was a noose around its neck. There was like the sunglasses on and like a snake on its face or something.
Yeah.
Like, hey, what's up, baby doll?
I eventually shoved a cigarette in its hand too, I think.
Yeah. Jason and I took a family photo together, and we were holding that little baby, and I put a cigarette in its mouth. I have a beer in my hand. I'm pretty sure he has like a joint or something in his hand. We're just standing there together.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's great.
I know Sebastian has like 3 or 4 photos of me with the pregnant belly on, and a beer and a cigarette in my hand, and I'm just staring at the camera.
So great.
I think we got one of JJ with the pregnant belly.
It was the first time I tried on
the smelly belly.
I was like, look at my baby. Who's the daddy?
I loved how every day the father kept switching.
Yeah.
Nobody knows. I just have one of those.
Definitely a big Maury episode we need to have. Yeah.
Yes, I wish we would have done. That's something I wish we would have done. Was like behind the
father.
We could have done that before.
We should have.
That was a great idea.
We should.
I don't know. Do you guys have anything you want to ask us? Shoot it over to you guys for once.
So you said this was the first film you guys have been on. Like,
I can't. Tell remember if she's the first talking or just moving her mouth.
I can't hear you, Gab.
Oh no, you can't hear me.
I can hear her.
Or Todd.
Oh no,
break them.
That's weird. Hold on.
I can hear both of you guys. Can you hear me, Gabby?
I can hear Todd.
Yeah, I can hear. We can hear each other. And I can hear them.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I can hear.
We lost sound. Hang on 1 second.
Okay.
Now?
Yeah. Can you hear us?
That's so weird.
Oh.
Let me see.
Let me message them.
My end?
Let's see.
Let me switch speaking real quick.
It's funny that they call you preacher.
I know.
Because I still call you Wolfie from the film.
No, that is weird. What the fuck just happened? I don't know what happened. That's weird.
Yeah.
Things were going so well.
I know.
We can hear you guys.
I was like, wait, why is there no
We can't hear you guys. Hang on 1 second. We're trying to figure out what's going on here.
Ooh, sign language. I should have worked on my sign language. Like
other. There we go. We'll edit this part out later.
They can hear us and you can hear each other. We just can't hear you guys.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Okay. Odd. Oh, let's see how your lip reading skills, Jage.
Not very good.
Maybe like,
I don't know how to fix this because that was very random. Maybe.
Oh, they're resetting.
Maybe.
Have you tried turning it off and turning it back on?
I have no idea what just happened. It was just working just fine.
Yeah, that was weird. As soon as he asked the question, it went for you guys to talk to us. It went quiet. So maybe that's a sign
they
that
just
nobody
don't want to
wants
hear
to hear from us.
wow, no.
At least the software does it.
I don't know how to fix this.
I don't either.
Oh no.
Do you guys know sign language? Like the A, B, C, D?
Oh yes, I don't know sign language.
I have no idea.
I don't know what happened, guys.
That's friggin' weird. Well, shit.
Well, that's not good. How do we end this then?
We say goodbye and say sorry that we can't hear you now.
Okay, that's your best pantomime goodbye, and I'm so sorry.
Sorry, guys. I have no idea what just
schedule
happened.
for like something else to get like an end on this, but that's really weird.
Yeah, that was just weird. It was working just fine the whole time. Well, on that note, I'm sorry we're going to have to cut it short because I don't know what happened to the sound. They can still hear us. But we can't hear them, so it kind of defeats the purpose of doing this for the moment.
Oh, God, Gabby's trapped in a box. Oh, God, she's in a box.
Put her out of the box!
Get out of the box. Oh, God, Todd's in the same box. Wait, no, it's coming down. He's in a garbage disposal. Oh, he's good.
Yeah, like it's not even registering their mics
That's
anymore.
Weird. But anyway,
so
guys,
weird.
thank you guys so much for taking the time out of your day to do
Did
this.
that help at all?
We love you, and we'll get some kind of like within the next couple days or something
Yeah, we'll get back to you guys and
to
try
get
to
like
get the
an
rest of
end
this done.
on this or something. But thank you guys so much, and we love the hell out of you guys.
Love you guys. We'll see you guys later.
Keep the faith. Coors
Yay.
Indica Banquet Creed TV.
Hollow faces in the mirror, lost souls searching for a savior. In a world gone mad and toxic waste, I rise up from the shattered place. Jagged edges cutting through the smoke. Words like knives ain't some kind of joke. Revolution starts with broken chains. I'm the storm in your hurricane. I'm the new cult of personality. Break the system, bring your sanity. Raging fire, burn the old decree. In the chaos, you'll be following me. Mystic whispers echo through the halls. Old gods tremble, walls will fall. In the ashes lies the prophecy. Scars and power all inside of me. Rusty bridges fracture in the night. Desperate hands reaching for the light. I'm the message carved into your skin. Where the end is where we all begin. I'm the new cult of personality. Break the system, bring your sanity. Raging fire, burn the old decree. In the chaos, you'll be following me.
Welcome to Random Nonsense. All opinions expressed on this show don't always reflect the beliefs of the people on this show. There will be some adult themes and references. We are all adults. If you are young, ask an adult for permission before watching. And remember, it's all for fun. JJ.